So what is the meaning behind the band name Purple Skies?
There wasn't that much behind it. I was playing a video game and there was purple skies in the background, and then Mark just noticed it and said the words "purple skies," and I think so. I just both looked at us when we heard it.
There's something amazing about sky backgrounds in video games that I'm drawn to.
Yeah, it just looked really cool. The name's definitely taken on more meaning since then, I'd say. You know, the sky gets purple when the sun is going down, and, you know, at dusk time, which is just a huge, like, motif throughout the band. And, like, actually, when we first came out with Purple Skies, it wasn't even going to be the band name. We had just thought of it that it would be a cool album name, and we were still trying to, like, toy with other names for the band. And there was a couple, I don't even really remember. I know, like, Stone was a name that we had talked about and we liked for a minute. Then we found there was another band named Stone, and, you know, eventually we were just like, why don't we just name the band Purple Skies? And it pretty perfectly matched the vibe of the music we were doing, I think. And it just stuck from there. And now I couldn't even imagine wanting to change it.
How did you guys start?
There was a band before this and a band before that. We met when we were 12, 13, you know, middle school, met little chubby metalheads.
Yeah, it was
We
seventh
formed
grade or 8th grade that we started rap.
Probably 6 at the end. Some 7th grade.
No, it was 8th grade. It wasn't 8th grade until I started
okay.
hanging out with you guys.
But yeah, we had a band called Wrath. And the interesting thing is we have a song on an upcoming album from that time. So we have material that's carried over all the way from that. Fast forward, we both kind of dropped off playing music throughout high school. You know, I played football. That takes up all your time. Then I had a yearning to start a project real bad. Around 20, I started a project called Norcross. Contacted him, he played bass, made an album, played shows, fell on its face. We're left with just us two, and then this came about.
Yeah, it was pretty much after Norcross. We were doing Norcross for, you know, a few years or whatever. And then after that, you know, I think we were trying to kind of like revive Norcross for a bit, with, like, the other drummers and stuff. And then it really fell through, and, you know, we realized that project wasn't really happening.
Yeah.
And then I think there was some time in between there where, you know, there wasn't anything happening, we were both doing our own thing, and, you know, after a bit we just started getting together and just like hanging out and, you know, jamming a bit, nothing too serious, and then eventually we just started like getting together and jamming more, and it just kind of, you know, a new project kind of just came out of it without us really consciously like sitting down and saying we're going to start this new project. I had this song called The Spectre, which was the first song I had written that really like was used for this project. When I conceived it, I had written the song The Spectre, I think, like right after Norcross fell apart, or even like at the end of Norcross. It was a song I'd written by myself, and I had this idea that I kind of wanted to do like a doom metal band kind of thing. And I was listening to a lot of like Pentagram and stuff at the time, so I wrote the song The Spectre that was really like doomy and
Pentagram. How's that song go?
Lone Star of Nights, it's the face of the moon, though it's some kind of man, it's a pentagram. Shotgun blast as it runs to the wind, but it just can't win, it's a pentagram. And so I was in love with that music at that time. I wrote the song The Spectre, and, you know, me and Mark just jammed on that song, and like he liked it, I liked it a lot, and some other songs kind of, and started putting some stuff together. And yeah, at that point it was still in my mind. I still kind of wanted to do this like doom metal project. And then, you know, once Mark came in, he just had all his own like other influences. And once we started like incorporating his stuff in there, then it just became like a completely different creature. And we definitely like some of the earlier songs, like even a couple of songs in the first demo that we released in 2016. The song Volnek was like a very doomy song. And even though we kind of like continued to like move away from that, but there's still a little bit of that influence in our music for sure.
One interesting thing about this band for me personally is that I never pictured myself being in this type of band. So, but I love what we're doing. So So it's kind of a testament to just following through on something you enjoy. You really don't know what you're going to end up doing, but you'll probably.
Just being open-minded to.
Yeah, because when I envisioned being in a band, Norcross, much different direction. And this is a different direction I never thought of, but I wanted to go in, but I didn't really quite know how. And I couldn't do it on my own, so.
Yeah, and then, I mean, I guess the next, the only other big part of the story is pretty shortly after we started jamming for this band and, we're really starting to formulate a project out of it, I got, really, really sick. This happened, 2.5 years ago. And during that time when I was really sick, I was staying with my grandmother, and I was just, staying in her couch. And I could barely get up. I was just, spent most of the day just kind of going in and out of being conscious. And the reason it was so significant is that during that time, whenever I had any slight amount of energy, I couldn't really get up or do anything, so I just had my guitar by me. And it was during that time when I was really sick that I started to really formulate a lot of these songs. That's when I wrote all of Clearly Deranged, or at least I could put it together. That's when I wrote Golmac. The whole first round of songs that were really Purple Sky songs all came out of that time of me being really sick. And that whole process too was also, being what in my eyes at that time, facing the fact that I could actually die, really facing my mortality for the first time in my life definitely changed my perspective on a lot of things. And it made me go a lot more headlong into this music thing, as something that can express those emotions a lot more, and just, it's just more of a fuck it, saying, I could die at any time, so I'm going to be spending my life doing something that has a lot more meaning to me. And yeah, after I kind of recovered from that illness, I think we kind of, started really started slamming on it, started really, formulating these songs, trying to get the band together, and realized that it was the project we really wanted to do. And then 2016, September that year, we released a demo, and that was a big moment for us. The first time we had recorded anything, and really got our music out there. And from there, it was we're doing this band, and it's kind of since then it's just been living our lives with it in mind that we want to be doing this band.
What are some of the main themes or some of the inspirations you have behind the writing process, lyrically, for your music, for your songs?
Lyrically, there's a lot of influences that go on. I mean, throughout my life, I've read a lot of pretty disparate literature, and that's all been a big influence in my writing process. And a lot, when I started this band and was starting to write all the lyrics, I was in a phase where I was researching a lot of the ancient Greek dramas and stuff, and there's definitely an underlying, the poetry of that, and just a lot of the word usage and some of the themes are definitely a big background to a lot of my lyric writing. And then most of it besides that is just drawn a lot from personal experience. A lot of it is based on my, various philosophical, Eastern religion, and a lot from Alan Watts and those kind of talkers. My lyrics are really just a compound of all the things that I've taken in. I mean, even just playing Final Fantasy games and shit growing up, that vibe definitely stuck with me, and that's put into my lyrics. Like I said, a lot of these ancient Greek stuff, ancient Roman stuff. I was reading the Aeneid when I was writing the first round of all the lyrics for this band, and that was a big influence. And yeah, really just everything that's happened in my life up to now has created the lyrics and the music that I'm writing.
Can you briefly describe the music making process? Where do you get your inspiration? Where how basically what's the process in making the music? Where does it start from? Where does it stem from?
Well, I think inspiration can come from anywhere. You could write a riff that would be in a timeless song, and you're just like farting in your underwear, and you have to record everything. So, music making process is 24/7. And as far as us writing, he writes a lot of full songs. As of late, I've been giving him riffs, and he'll complete them. So it's more of a collaborative effort, which is really nice. That's why you make music with people.
That's really what we've been doing lately. That's been working really well. Is Mark will just have a few riffs, a few like really awesome riffs, and I'll just kind of take those and then just build a song around them, and it works really well. Because I guess my mind, I just very much work in structure, especially with songs. Like I need to see the whole song and see the structure. But some of the riffs that Mark writes are just they're just ones I would never think of a lot of times, and we're just able to and then I'll just take some of my riffs or riffs that I write to go with his riffs, and then the whole melding process just creates a song that's very uniquely a production of our two